But do you seek out spoilers, or did they just like yeah I hmm oh yeah, I don't even want to hear it. Fuck them fake spoilers. Um, so I don't know if you were you there. Okay, I'm wondering because I have in the past talked about my dislike of Rogers Base. Does that sound familiar to you or no? Okay, okay. I wish I could remember who I said this to because there was a stream I did like early days of this channel where someone was like asking me about like the One Piece YouTubers I liked, and then they brought up Rogers Base, and I said I didn't like him, and they were like, "Well, that really surprises me. Why don't you like him?" And and I've just always kind of gotten this like gross feeling from him. He feels very fake. You know what I mean? Very like full of himself. So I've literally always not liked him. Proof in the pudding. I don't even follow him on Twitter. Like I've never watched him. Like I've seen clips and he always seems like a douche. I've seen him in like when they do like the Reverie, like the big like all the YouTubers in one stream. I've never liked him. He just seems like kind of a douche. I'll be there's like three One Piece YouTube no four. There's four One Piece YouTubers I watch. I watch Joy Boy, the guy who does all the wacky theories. I watch Mr. Morge. The raid will fail. I watch Teching 101. He's my main one, and then King of Lightning. I love his yeah. You're really gonna be insulted by that. Also, we are streaming, by the way. Just letting you know. No, it's no biggie. I because normally you push go streaming and then you gotta like push to confirm it, but it just went right through. So sorry about that. Yeah, Tekking's definitely gonna see. Tekking's not like a fucking warlord. He's not gonna be like, you kill this man, fucking send an assassin after him. No, I got a fun fact about Tekking though. In every video he ever does, because they're all in his room, you can see a something that I sent him long ago, and it's hanging up on his wall. Yeah, oh yeah. So I've been a fan of his since like his channel was like a year old. Like he like yeah. You can find Baby Red videos of Baby Red over there. Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't like him, but his resurrection is so cool. You know what I mean? It's very clever. Here, let me show you. So, in every video he does, so years ago in high school, I made we had an opportunity to make like something out of paper mache, and I made Ichigo's hollow mask out of paper mache. Yep. I can say the video where he yeah the video where he opens it up is still there. That's my hollow mask. Yeah, here. It's hanging on like one of his flags. I gotta find one of his videos where he's in his room. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I love how it makes me so happy how prominent it is in every one of his videos. Um, Thank you. Yeah, I did so much better than I expected to. I haven't been watching it. Because like it's one of those things. Like I read it and like I go back and watch like certain moments that are like it's not like consistently good enough for me to like go through and watch all of it. You know what I mean? Because it's still what is it? It's still Periot, right? That's doing it. Or and I see clips that are good, but then I see other clips that are just like kind of mid. You know what I mean? I don't know. Well, like I watched the entire Yamato Bankai episode. They put their whole pussy into that one. That one was really good. But yeah, I haven't. Oh, did they like make it longer and shit? Oh yeah, I did hear that. That's so good. And I know that Kubo is working with the anime. See, now that does make me want to. I need like a compilation of every change that was made, and then I go and watch all that because like that did interest me that Kubo was like working with them. Cool. Okay, good to know. Here I'm sending you something on Discord. So yeah, this that mask there hanging up on his flag. That's mine. And I can find you the video where it's called Visored Teching. It's one of his male open up streams. It's got to be approaching 10 years ago at this point. Mm-hmm. Oh well, I'm always cool with having a little bit of a so people can kind of come in or like get the notification. I'm okay with waiting. Oh, hold on. You might not. I was checking the audio and I'm not hearing you on the stream. Let me make sure your audio is coming through. Yeah, your audio isn't coming through. Hold on. I'm glad I checked. That's why you always gotta check. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know why. Yeah, yeah. You're fucking saved. You're saved. It's not even like it was cancelable, bro. You don't like teching. Whatever. I do. But I mean. Oh, Luke, you are cringe. Okay, we're all a little cringe. But you know what's nice about teching? He embraces the cringe. I'd rather someone who knows they're cringe and embraces the cringe than someone who insistently says they're not, but is. We're all a little cringe. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know how to. I'm not sure why it's not. To be honest with you, because yeah, I'm on OBS. Desktop audio is not picking up from you, and I don't know why. Huh. This didn't happen last time, and I'm not much of a streamer. That's more of Vex's forte. Output device. What? What'd you say? Here, let me try communications. What's this? Talk. Let me see if it's coming through now. Hello. No. I don't know. Default communication. I don't know if that's an issue on Discord's end or on, OBS's end. I can hear you, but you're not coming through on stream. Yeah, yeah. So the issue is on my OBS, your audio is not like being picked up for some reason. Yeah, we're working on it. I don't know what to do about that. I'm gonna keep trying to figure it out though. Well, I'm gonna try closing Discord, reopening it, and recalling you. I'll try that classic one. Yeah. How's everyone doing today? Sorry, this is boring. I'm not even attempting to hide my internet, so if you see some fucking porn that I looked at previously, whatevs, it'll happen. Alrighty. Blah 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 blah. Talk. What the hell? Nope. Lock, unhide all, copy filter, blah blah blah. It's not muted on my end. I don't know. I don't know what's causing that. Okay, so OBS not picking up desktop audio. I guess we're googling it on the fly here. No, I'm on the desktop Discord app. Yes, I am. Oh, but that's what I used last time, and it worked last time. Uh, OBS here. Sorry, give me a second. Might be caused by some proper sound settings. For example, the OBS application is muted to the volume mixer. Therefore, you can go to settings, unmute OBS, then check if OBS is. No, it's not that. OBS. Go to sources from the list. Choose audio capture. Okay. Sorry again. Let's see. Filters. Advanced audio properties. Fuck, man. I've never had this problem before. Because I'm doing this the same way that I would film like Chainsaw Man with Vex, and like it would just pick up the desktop audio. I guess I can try to close OBS and reopen it, but that'll fuck the stream up. Settings. I believe he's going to work, last I checked, but I can try. Desktop audio default. Desktop audio. Okay, hold on now. Speakers, Real X audio. Is that what I'm on? Headset, Razer Kraken. Okay, let me try this. All right, talk.
Hello.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Oh, we got it. Okay, so make a screenshot of that. Make a screenshot of that.
I just had to go to the fucking settings, and yeah, it had your audio on just default, and it wasn't actually. And I changed it to my headphones.
Right.
Let me hear.
Okay, so
let me double check from my end. Hold on. All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can hear it in the stream.
Perfect.
I can hear it in the stream.
Yeah, he can speak. Thank you, Blazing Boy. You
I can speak. I can speak.
Blazing Boy is the real MVP for sticking around. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, so I've sent you the poster, the anime poster for the 100 Girlfriends. Do you notice something about it? Because I didn't notice this until recently.
Let's see. Oh, are you sure that's not an edit, bro? That's kind of sus. No way.
No, this is the actual poster.
No fucking way, bro. Hold on.
No, do you notice what I'm seeing now?
Yeah, hold on. I'm making sure that isn't like an edit. That seems crazy. How the fuck did we not notice that? You're shitting me.
Yeah. So what do you think I'm noticing?
Bro, that's crazy. They have all the girls in the background.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So you know what this means? We might actually get 4 seasons of the 100 Girlfriends if they've got like images for all of them ready.
Of course, it was super popular, and they already announced season 2.
Yes. So I was just there, like looking at it. I was like, no, wait, is that Uta? Wait, is that Kashiki? Is that Ino? I was like, no way.
Bro, what's crazy about that is I was sitting there making... Okay, so the version... Oh, wow, that's so funny. So I was making a thumbnail today, and I made it, like, super lazy. I just put, like, a little sticky note over it with a 2. And I was sitting there...
Yeah, so I
was like, man, I really wish that I had a version of this with all the new girls.
Yeah, now we have.
Just a little bit up. That's wild, bro. I can't believe I didn't notice that. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. You're not the only one. It was only recently when I was like looking at the poster. I was like, wait, what? What's that in the background? Wait, is that? Oh my god, it is.
That's crazy. All right. Well, thank you for bringing that to my attention. Here, let's fucking tier list, boys.
Yeah.
Okay, we were in the middle of talking about baby girl Uto. Best girl. Enjoy this Dollar General ad in the corner. I've tried to get rid of it. I can't.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's probably a sign for me. Like, do you need any bacterial lotion? No, I don't.
No, yeah. Apparently, if it's a sign, it's you need to wash your clothes and wipe your ass. Apparently.
And Blazing Boy, no, we're taking the win. If we saw all the girls there, like it's confirmed 100% in my eyes.
I don't need the poster. I already fully know because it's like it's been like really popular and they already confirmed season. So like as far as I know, when it was picked up for 2 cores immediately. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I had read. So they already had 24 episodes planned. I mean, it's here's what I will say, because they have talked about in interviews that it's going to be a tough story to adapt once they start getting up there in girls, because I mean, you're going to have just the sheer amount of like voice actors they're going to have in booth and shit. It's going to be
yeah, well, unless they get like say the same voice actor to voice
gay and mid. I don't want that. No. I thought about that. I don't like it.
Oh my god, you no, the only one that it would actually work for is Kusari, because her whole family.
Yeah, like
her whole family, like just have her voice the whole family.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, that would make sense. But like, no, I like the idea of every single, like, I want this show to be as challenging for the anime people as it is for the manga people. You know, it's going to be a very challenging show, especially once we start getting into the endgame. Because like, this is every chapter. It's not even like it's like, oh well, it's okay because like One Piece has 60 billion characters, but it's not like fucking like Rebecca from Dressrosa is in every episode, or like they don't need every single voice actor. Yeah. But in this series, every single chapter, every single girl basically gets at least one line.
Yeah. It was to the point where in one of the chapters, I don't know if you remember this, where they made the joke of like, there's so many of us, we can only have like two word speech bubbles.
We took it was specifically because they wanted to show off the swimsuits, and they were like, but if we all be talking, we're not gonna be able to see all the swimsuits. So here's the drug that makes it so you only talk in 3 words or less.
Yeah. So there's going to be something like that eventually. Like when we get to like all 100 of them, there's going to be like, okay, you all get one small panel each to say something.
I can't fathom how they're going to. I feel like they're going to have to split them up into like groups once we get like too big. You know what I mean? Like kind of like how he does that. Like now he'll do like, if they're gonna have a date, it'll be like everyone else was busy, so we can have like a date with like 3 or 4 of them. But like when there's like 75 girlfriends, I don't think they're all gonna fit on that rooftop. You know what I mean?
No, I am like all curious, like how that when he's like, and so due to circumstance, will you insert character? Yeah. Let me be my newest girlfriend, and you have that panel with all of them next to it.
Well, that's something that's so like respectable about the artist, right? Like one of her things is that like they're all her children. She doesn't want to like ever have a moment where she's not giving some of them attention, and that's something that like really, really admirably she's trying to continue to do even as the numbers grow, is like have huge full page panels with like all of them in one. I love that, and I hope she continues to do that. But I think at a certain point it might have to, like, I could see a situation where Rentero's like, all right, today I'm hanging out with Group A, and Group A is 1 through 25. We got Group B 25 through 50. Group C, we're gonna have to start.
yeah. And like I said, it's gonna get to a point where when we get to like say the 50th girlfriend, where there's gonna be like I would imagine a larger gap between introducing the girls, because at the beginning of the series, it was like, okay, one girlfriend every 7 or so chapters, and then it's like gradually increase.
We'll have to see. I mean, for a while, it's been like every 9 chapters. You know what I mean? We'll have to see how he chooses to do it. What I kind of want to see is as the numbers grow, something I want to see so bad is like, he's going to have so many girlfriends that he can just like rent out entire like buildings for his party. You know what I mean? Like the things that he needs to start thinking about. Like, for example, imagine they go to a movie. They can just buy out the entire movie theater. The entire movie theater would be him, and him right in the middle, and all of his girlfriends. What a fucking dream that is.
Yeah, and they're all just oh my god, they're all just watching the new Avengers film.
Yeah. Honestly, I could see that with how this author writes. Like, oh my god, I can't believe Thor is worthy again.
Yeah, and then you have the grandmother there just being so confused by it. Like, why do you guys even like this?
She's like, Grandma, you had to watch the Disney Plus shows, the 8 Disney Plus shows.
And then she's like, Diz me. Plus.
Bro, fucking, they're like fighting they're fighting Thanos, and the country girl is like, Thanos is a living thing too. But what about all the living things he killed? Oh!
Yes.
Oh my god. Now I need to keep thinking about that. Different ways that all these characters would like react. Like Uta would start like Uta would have like an OC, like what's her OC gonna do in Avengers? Like, I'd adventure with them.
Yeah, and then her OC will just be like a wandering samurai.
Yeah.
It would be a wandering samurai that's basically Atomic Samurai from One Punch Man.
Absolutely. Always a little piece of straw in her mouth. What else? Kusari's like, I don't understand why they didn't just drug Thanos, just poison him when he wasn't looking, you know? It's very easy.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh, dude, you remember the meme? Do you remember the meme when those movies are coming out about, like, why doesn't Ant-Man just crawl up Thanos' asshole and, like, explode?
Yeah, and they actually had to address that.
I know, I've seen the interview, but I'm talking, like the efficiency girl. Like, how funny would it be when she's like, why doesn't Ant-Man simply crawl up Thanos and explode?
Yeah, and then you have someone that be like, how sick are you?
It's simply the most efficient way to save as many lives as possible.
But it's still sick.
I know, I'm acting as Nano.
Yeah, and I'm actually like Karine. Like it's still sick.
Yeah. Who else would have it? Yeah. Anyway.
But
should we get to it?
Uta. Like we said last time before we had to prematurely cut it. Like she's one of my favorite characters, particularly.
Should I really quickly read the rest of Blazing Boys?
Yeah.
Chat, and then we'll start.
Yeah.
Okay. It's confirmed Red wants the studio to suffer, and yes, I do. And record 100 different VAs because that's the way to do it. That's the real. I don't know. That's the artistic way. That's the following the author's artistic intentions. I think that's very important. That every girl should be unique and their own beautiful flower. Do not cut corners, or Rentaro will exit the manga and find you. He has that ability.
Yeah. He has that ability.
Mm-hmm.
It's canonical that Rentaro can exit the manga, come and find you, and basically be like, "How dare you say that about any of my girlfriends?"
I could see a moment like I could literally see a moment like if the anime ever got into like some hot water because they like underpaid like some animators, I could literally see the manga like addressing that. Like Rentro's like, they did absolutely. What? And then he goes to the fucking CEO.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Can you imagine? If one of the girlfriends is an animator?
I know you want that. We've already discussed that.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see here. I also read volume 24 of FMA. Gotta ask Luke, what did you mean to say when I was hating on him because he's still acting like a dum-dum? Huh? I don't understand.
Who?
He says, I gotta ask Luke, what did you mean to say when I was hating on him because he's still acting like a dum-dum? Clarify your question.
I think he's referring... wait, no, what? Clarify your question, because I don't...
on Bradley.
Like, was hating... What did you meant to say when I was hating on... Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Were you shitting on FMA or something? Or like
no,
Bradley?
I wasn't. I like FMA.
Good news. I was half leaving, knowing him.
Yeah, I saw that.
Who?
Yeah, it for Neverworld.
Oh God, he still does things.
Yeah, but it's like he's half leaving now because, and I was like, yeah, that seems to be the case because he's more. It's more like he wants to do his music now than talk about anime and manga.
Yeah, the only reason I knew about him is because he was one of like the OGs. I mean, he did like he was like I feel like he was like the PewDiePie of like anime reviews in the beginning. Very like OG on that. He said I would. Oh, okay. He was shitting on Bradley. Luke was defending him.
I don't remember. Like, can you bring it up? Can you actually link me right what I actually said? Because I honestly don't remember this.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
But all right, when he links you though, deal with that later because we're going in now.
Yeah.
Uto. Okay, so here's the thing with Uto. Okay, Uto is another one where at the beginning when she was first introduced, it was like a little annoying You know, because like everything, I think everything good in moderation, right? You know, it's cute, but if you do it too much, it might be annoying. Like, you know, like if you meet someone who is constantly telling the same joke over and over again, like it's really funny at first, but they like milk it to death. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Luke? Yeah. But like Uto, the longer we go, the more we kind of see different sides of her and that kind of character being able to break. That recent chapter where I believe it was the pop star that wanted to be like wacky was like trying to learn from Uto. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one.
And it was really sweet because like you get to see this other side of Uto where she is aware that she's a fraud, you know, like she's not really an adventurer. And so she's kind of reveling in all of this attention from this pop star who like likes how wacky and eccentric she is. And she's like learning her ways, but then she goes home and she you know, she listens to the radio talking about how like talented the pop star is, and she starts to feel guilty, and she's like, well, this girl's actually like really talented, and here I am, I can't play the ocarina even though I really want to, I don't actually go on adventures, I can't fish even though I really want to, like all these things that she really wants to do but she's sucks at. But she and to me it's so admirable and like a very attractive trait that despite the fact that she's like bad at these things that are passions for her, she like continues to do them and like continues to do them so confidently. I think there's something very cute about that, you know. And so that there's that aspect of it, and there's also the aspect of it that I love that she's like, she has this character of like, why yes, I would never be scared by a simple movie, and then she get like she's the first to like scream her head off, you know, and then she's like, well,
yes,
I didn't die, did I? So who really won, me or the movie? I love her. I love her so much. There was that very like the most recent chapter when the new ones turn into babies. She's as a baby, she's like stoic. No, you know, she's no face changes at all, and then a balloon pops behind her, and she's like, ah! I love her. She's like super jumpy, but like always wants to. She's fighting hard. She's pushing hard to be what she wants to be, and I really admire that, and it's very cute.
Yeah, I do as well. And like I said, the reason why I just love her is like just because she reminds me so much of me when I was young, like just this all out there personality and just wanting to just express myself in the most over the top way possible.
See, and then you'll shit on Tekken 101 and say he's too cringe.
And then I'll shit on Tekken 101.
I'm sorry. Fucking to me, I'm sorry, I have to say this, Luke, and something I hope you appreciate about me is I'll always be very honest. You know what I mean? To me, it's the people that are the most cringe that like get annoyed at cringe because they look at that and want to think that they're less cringe. Embrace the cringe.
Okay. Fair enough.
The cringe people have the most fun. Uto, unironically, like unabashedly, Uto is cringe. There's no way around it. If Uto existed in real life, everyone would find her cringe. But we are beyond that because we see that she's following her passions and she's living her best life. There's nothing wrong with being cringe. Thank you.
Yeah, fair enough. All
right, you were saying.
So yeah, Uta just one of my favorite. Like when I first saw her, and it was just like she was talking like in the bard like sense that I'm just a wandering bard just traveling everywhere. I'm like, that is me. As much as it can be embarrassing sometimes to think about that is me to a T.
Yeah, well, I think that comes with the territory of being British, doesn't it? You know, being like kind of theatrical.
Yes, it does. Yeah, yes, it does. Yeah. Yes, it does. I mean, all we've got is sarcasm here.
Oh God.
But I did love when she first was introduced, and it's just like, oh, I can't be with you because I'm a wandering bard. We may meet again, we may not, and then it turns out they're at the same school.
Yes, I remember that because that was around the time where we're really starting to get a lot of girlfriends, and I was like, oh, is this going to be the way that this author solves the issue of having too many girlfriends? I remember I'm reading that, and I'm like, and this manga is so good at like subverting expectations because like she's introduced. And she's talking like, because he doesn't meet her at school. He meets her in like a park. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, maybe she doesn't go to the same school he does. Maybe this is going to be his first like long distance girlfriend. And maybe we'll have more of those that like don't go to the school he goes to. And like they meet up like here and there. And that'll help the author kind of deal with like not having too many. And then she's like, no, actually I do go to that school. Oh my God. It's so stupid. Let's see. I feel like there was more I wanted to say. You know, to me, one of the first moments that you see.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, there was one other moment that I wanted to see because I was going back and like looking at some chapters before we started the second one, and it was the moment when they have all the roads closed. You remember that chapter? This is more
Yes.
for the Brazilian girl, but I'll bring up Huta because she does have a moment in that chapter where they're all together and they're all just trying to encourage the Brazilian girl to be like, you know what? It's fine. You're okay with stuff, but right now we've got more important things. Like there's a dog about to be killed by a machine here. Can you do something about it? And you see her like that, and like I said, when she's like properly like generally showing emotion, she really shows emotion because you've got her. Chia and one of the other girls like this machine's coming towards them and they're like really petrified like are we gonna die here.
Mm-hmm. Was there more to that, or
Yeah, no, there was more. There wasn't more to that. It was just like bringing up the fact that when, like you said, when she'll talk, she may like put on a persona, but like when she's generally scared
I
of
see.
something, like you
Yeah.
see the scared looks on her faces.
Yeah, no, that's, and again, I feel like that's the make of an S tier character for me is one who has a quirk, but it's not their entire character. And in the beginning, I was worried Uto was going to fall into that, where like her entire character was the bard thing, but she is like a real human underneath that. And to me, there's something really attractive about like seeing someone's like shell or like bubble that they put out to the public, but then seeing that break down and seeing like a more personal side of them. You know, that's one of the most rewarding parts of getting into a relationship is like meeting the person, and you meet, you know, like what you meet the facade they put out into the public, and then you get to know the real them as that wall kind of breaks down. One of the first moments I remember is when the grope girl switches bodies with Rentaro and she starts groping people randomly. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
And in that chapter, because you know we don't know at first, but immediately we know something's wrong because Rentaro would never do this. But he comes up, and if I remember correctly, the first girl he gropes is Uto, or you know it's she.
yeah, I
It's,
think it was.
and
Yeah.
you know, so he just comes up to her, and Uto does the like, yay merrily, how art thou, Rentaro, you know, and then she just boom right on her titties, and it's like. And you know she doesn't know how to react to that. You know she's so stoic and in character, and she just gets super flustered. And again, there's something so attractive to me about that. Someone who's like normally has like such a stoic personality, but then like kind of getting flustered. So I remember that was the first moment where I really started to enjoy. I was like, oh, that's cute. There's like a flustered side to her, a more real side, and I think she's putting on this facade because this is what she wants to be, but she's not there yet, and I like that.
Yeah, but like I said, she's trying her best, regardless. And
Yeah, because she has. Do
I
you
was
remember
just
in that same chapter where the pop star is like trying to learn from
yeah,
her?
yeah,
When she goes home and she has a an ocarina playing for dummies book, and I thought that was really cute because she is trying to learn and get better. It's this, just like me with yo-yoing right now. Like that's what it makes me think of, because I've been trying to learn yo-yo tricks, and some people make fun of that and think it's stupid. Like, you know, and like even among my own friends, they think like, really, yo-yo, and I'm like, it's fun and I like it. I think it's cool. You know,
yo-yos are awesome.
exactly.
Like, what? Yeah, yeah. And I'm on that chapter at the on that chapter at the moment, and I do love the fact that with both of them, they're like no, just give it to me straight. Just give it to me straight. Tell me what I've done wrong, and it's like they both think each other's amazing, and it's really nice. Like when you get people like that, when they're like, yeah, when the other thinks you're amazing, and vice versa.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So we both agree she's S tier. Is there anything else you want to say about Uto before we move on to F tier?
Nope. So
second maid F tier. Do we agree?
F tier.
So if the first maid, already an unnecessary addition to the cast, is a D tier, when we add a second maid and an even more unnecessary second maid into the equation. See, this is one of those moments where I feel super detached from the typical anime fan, because there is such a lust, such a kink out there for maids. I've never had it. I don't get it. Not my thing. Maybe.
I mean, I do kind of understand it because I feel like a lot of them just it might be like something psychological about it where they don't feel as appreciated as much, so they go to those kind of like maid people who are like paid to be like, oh, I'm gonna say, oh, hello there, can I serve you, and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it comes down to people that want their girl to like serve them, and that's and like understand, kinks are kinks, right? As long as you keep it in the realm of kink, and it's not like how you actually treat your girlfriend. But like it's just not my thing. If anything, I'd rather like, because what I find attractive is like a super independent spirit, someone who kind of lives their own life. I don't want my girl to be attached to my hip at every 3 seconds. So I actually just find that really annoying and off-putting. I also think it might have some intersecting kinkness with like people who have like mommy kinks, because they're there to like fucking clean you up and change your diaper and fucking serve you food, and it's just not my thing. I much prefer, if you look up on the ones that are like A, S, B tier, they're all very independent girls who do their own thing, and like that's what I prefer. I want my girlfriend to be like a real human with her own desires and hobbies and wants and desires, because the best kind of girlfriend is one that you guys can go and do your own thing for a week and then come back and you still love each other just as much. You don't have to be next to each other constantly.
Yeah, and then you could just be talking about like what you went through and like what you found interesting about it.
About what? Like their hobbies?
Like the different hobbies as well.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, even though you might not really get it, like you can see the passion in the person that's actually saying saying it. Like for for example, somebody might be like, oh well, what's Dr. Stone like? I'm like, and I'll be like just so passionately talking about like the characters, the story, and everything, and they'll be like, okay, I don't really get it, but I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, well, so one of the best things about friendships or like relationships is to get someone that like really enjoys hearing you be passionate about something. You know what I mean? It's like, but these maids, their job is to serve you. To me, I would never feel fulfilled if I thought that like this person doesn't really love me. They're just like here to serve me like a master. That's weird to me. But there are people that are into that. Not me.
Yeah.
And to make it even worse, this second maid, her whole character is just being in love with the first maid. And then she's kind of like going through Rentaro to get to her. Yes, she does really love Rentaro, but like the main goal is clearly the first maid. And so it's like this weird sister, but not really sister, but lovey-dovey weird bullshit that I'm just not into.
Yeah, because it was kind of like she... I think she was like with the first maid brought into the family, and she kind of looks up to the first maid as
so
kind
she's
of like
younger than the
sister.
first maid. She's younger than the first maid. So when she was like a young child maid, which sus. Someone get the FBI to investigate the fucking Haruhi's fucking house or whatever. But
yeah, well, knowing her, she'd probably pay off the FBI.
Yeah, she's not that rich. She's not Jeff Bezos rich.
No, she is rich enough to buy an entire school. I'd have a mansion. I think
that's not.
I'd have multiple side companies.
Hold on, let me. I feel like. Hold on. How much to buy a school? I have to know. I'm Googling this.
Oh my god.
Because I feel like
go ahead.
There's different levels to rich. There's like millionaires, and then there's like billionaires. Billionaires are like we run the world type shit. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, we can launch. I don't think she's rich enough to launch a rocket to space, but I do think she's rich enough.
Oh, she'll find a way. She'll find a way.
Tell her the babies are up on the moon.
Yeah. I mean, if she can have a lie detector that can actually speak, I think she can own anything she wants.
Yeah, I guess like somewhere in the like 100 million to 500 million range to buy a school. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe she's approaching billionaire.
So maybe she's a maybe she is a billionaire.
So okay, I feel like one of her roles towards the end of the story is going to be to help that. I feel like because they're gonna have unlimited money and like a whole 100-person like they can literally just like buy an entire like what's it called? Like a cul-de-sac. Like they could buy an entire neighborhood. They could literally create like a commune. Like this entire fucking block is Rentaro and all of his girlfriends. And you know what I mean? It's gonna be insane.
They have said that in the chapter where he's like, "Please marry me, everyone." They have said that eventually
they talked about living together.
Yeah, and Hihari would be like the one who would buy it all.
Yeah. Oh, did they actually say that in that chapter?
I think they actually. I'll have to get up the chapter and actually check it.
Yeah, no, that was one. I was really happy to see that shit. You don't got to get it up now. Don't derail yourself. Let's focus on the actual ranking. Yeah, that was one of I really enjoyed seeing that chapter because that was something like from the beginning of this story. One of the things I was the most excited to see eventually was like to see them all living together. I genuinely think him doing this is going to be such a disruption to like. I feel like governments might get involved. I feel like the local news might report on him once his numbers get up there. You know what I'm saying? Because like we're talking like we're like this is going to be you know the rule of like you know, when you know someone, you kind of also know their friends, and like I feel like Rentaro is going to touch so many lives by dating 100 girls. He's going to become I feel like he's gonna become like a powerful figure. I could see them doing like one of those like jokey serious chapters, like the one where the mom got like the hair tentacle serum. I could see a chapter. I could see a chapter where the government is like, hey, you know this isn't legal, right? You can't marry all these girls. And then he was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll find a way.
But then they're going to be like, the artist and the author have given me explicit permission to do this.
No. I don't think he's going to cop out like that. There was a line in that chapter where they mentioned like, hey, it's not legal to marry multiple people. And he's like, I don't care. I'll find a way. I'll change the laws if I have to. I want to see that as like an arc. I want to see that play out. I want to see him here's the Rentaro arc where he runs for fucking office in Japan specifically to change the law.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you know what's gonna happen. Exactly what's gonna happen there. His opponent for running for office is gonna be one of the soulmates.
Oh fuck yeah. That's a great idea, yeah.
Yeah, so like she's like, I forfeit, he can do whatever he wants. And then another girlfriend is gonna be the well, actually, it would be the Japanese Prime Minister.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, he goes up to, he's like, please, Miss Prime Minister, I beg of you to reconsider the monogamy law. And then she falls in love with it.
How funny would it be if the Japanese Prime Minister is basically a parody of Makima?
Who? Oh, Makima. Doubt. No, I like the idea though that like I think towards the end he's going to be like a ridiculously powerful figure, and I think that the girls, just through sheer like number of girls we have, at some point we're going to kind of like leech out of the school a bit, because so far most of them have been in this school, but I feel like he's gonna start meeting like rando adults and like, you know what I mean? Like, and he has a couple, but like I'm excited to see him. You know, I want to see him meet more girls at like a gas station or like a baseball game or like, you know, like out of the. I feel like he's gonna start meeting like you said, like a couple that might be important people, like politicians or like I'm trying to think. I don't know who else is like a cop or something. Yeah, where's the cop girlfriend?
Yes, where is the cop girlfriend?
Anyway, is there anything else to say about F tier second maid?
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. One second.
Oh man. She's so F tier that it made Luke sick.
Luke dying on stream.
Yeah. It's because of F tier second man. I don't even know her name.
It's because of F tier.
Do you even know her name?
Let me get. Oh,
well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you don't remember it.
So the first maid is May, and the second name is Mai.
Oh.
So it's basically the first maid's name, but replace the E with an A.
Man, your autism be hitting different than my autism. You got that name remembering autism.
Yeah. I've got it up because I'm on the wiki.
You
I've
cheated!
Got it up already.
No, I was saying, I wanted to know.
Hey. Okay, so the one thing I wanted to say, in contrast, and I did mention this before we're gonna stream, is I want to compare the this second maid to another character from one of the Shonen Jump series I'm reading, Koricho from Mission Yotsuko Family, because at the beginning of Mission Yotsuko Family, if you were to compare the two, they would be very similar. But the one thing that Karicho has over the maid is he's a badass. I will admit that even though he's creepy, he's still a badass, and he has a legitimate reason for being the way he is. Because in the most recent chapter, he basically explains like, I have to be the strongest because if I'm not the strongest and something happens to my family, then I feel like I have failed. I have failed all of them, and it might cause and I may have to basically kill myself because I failed to protect them.
Mm.
So even though he is still creepy, there's no doubt about it. He does care about his family, and he feels like at times like when people are coming in, he's worried that because his sister is like the most important figure in that series, and he's seen a lot of shit happen to his family in the past, and specifically to her. So he's like, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on everyone that's coming in contact with my sister because I feel like they're all coming out to get her.
Right, and so in
So
contrast to the second maid here, what's the point being made that like she's not as good?
the point
Or...
being made is that oh no, she's just like, no, I'm just gonna be an overprotective, looking up to my sister for no other reason, just to be overprotective.
I mean, she had like a lot of young girls have their lesbian awaken moment. For some it's Shigo and Kim Possible, and for her it was
Yeah, but I love just to finish off my thoughts here. I love for the fact that even though in that series everyone calls him creepy, the sister herself is a fanboy, is a fangirl of her own husband. So it's like you really can't complain about him being creepy when you have basically a room dedicated to your husband.
Yeah, I guess everyone's creepy in that series then. Drunk teacher time.
Drunk teacher time.
So she's middle of the road for me. I'm trying to
yeah, because
okay. So can I
really
say
with
something?
her,
Oh, good.
yeah.
You want me to go?
I was
I'm
gonna
kill
say,
myself
really
if one
with
of
her,
us doesn't start talking.
all right. I will say, with her, she is middle of the road because honestly, considering I don't drink, whenever I see characters like that, I'm just there rolling my eyes, just thinking like, how can you live your life like this?
So I didn't drink until I was like 28. I was super against it for a while as well. But then, I was like, I felt I was in a safe space. It was with me and just my good friends, and they were like, do you want to try it? And I was like, fuck yeah. So now I've kind of evolved on the drinking issue. I see the appeal of it, but I still only do it like once every 3 months, like barely at all. But there is, I will say, there is fun to it, like if you're at like a party and you want to like loosen up a little bit, I would never like in real life never get like blackout drunk. There's no reason to do that. Like a couple drinks to like feel a little giggly, that's kind of fun. But yeah, no, so she does it to a ridiculous extent. And what's interesting about her is like when she first shows up, she's one of those rare characters where Rentaro kind of doesn't like her at first. Do you remember her beginning chapter?
Yeah, because I feel like because he was like there, just being like, wait, do I have to date her? But like she's basically just spent because it's like she'll get money and then just spend it on food. She'll basically just squander money whenever she gets it.
Yeah, I mean, she's the ultimate slob at first, is how she's presented, right? She lives in like a tent outside of the school, and she's somehow an ethics teacher, which is very funny. And
Yeah,
then,
and she's the. Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry, it's hard to get a full point out. But then also, so basically, like he meets her, and she's just like, she's stinky, she's gross, she lives in like a tent with all the nasty, or it's very nasty in there. It's like there's not a lot to like about her at first, right? She also seems like greedy and full of bad habits. So there, it's funny because this is really rare for Rentaro to be like, oh my god, you're like, there's no redeeming qualities at all, but then we hear it's one of those, actually she's hiding from you, that she sends a lot of her money to help her parents, and her parents forced her to leave because she wouldn't stop helping them. So she's like a good person at heart, but she's full of these like vices, like these bad habits that she has.
Yeah, and I feel like the reason why she has all these bad habits is because, like you said, she was sending all the money to her parents to the point that I don't think she was spending any money on herself. So it was kind of like the parents just being like, no, we're fine by ourselves. Just go and enjoy your life, and do what you want to do.
Yeah, you really get the vibe that, like, how is one meant to improve themselves if they're so and that's actually, it's interesting, right? Because, like, part of the culture over in Japan is, like, they're a lot more, like, they're a lot more, like, respectful of their parents, almost to, like, too much of a degree, because, like, a lot, like, young people will throw away their lives to, like, take care of their old parents, whereas over here we'll just toss them in a retirement home, and maybe the best thing to do is, find a happy middle. But, like, it does seem like maybe she's so obsessed with helping her parents that she's never taken any opportunity to build up her own life. And if you're, constantly sending all of your money over to your parents, and you can't buy a house and you can't buy a car, maybe the little money you keep for yourself, you just want to feel something, right? So there's a tragedy to her character for sure. I mean, she'll even do stuff like, don't end up like me, kids, so she's actually, and I wonder, knowing this author, I wonder if we'll get, like, a more serious chapter with her one day where it kind of explores, because I get, like, depression vibes from her, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do as well. And the fact that she, even though she's still squandering and everything, she's still willing to help out people, like, because she's the advisor of the gardening club. So she's always there, just like, with the little money I've got, I'm going to be buying tools like seeds,
the new shovels and stuff. Yeah,
new shovels and that with her own money as well.
So I mean, like, there's a likableness to him, or to her, and it reminds me of the author. And one of the things he said in the interview was, like, his top priority is to make characters that are likable. And I noticed. Do you remember that when he answered that?
Yeah,
yeah, and it becomes very obvious when you see that, like, every time a character's introduced, at first, some of them you're like, ooh, I don't know if I can like this one, but then he'll, like, slide in a detail that makes them likable, and I think that's really smart, especially for a show where you want to love all the girls. With her, honestly, most of the points for me, most of the points for her, for me, is the fact that she's also horny. Full honesty. She kind of just feels like a normal, like just kind of an average person with, she's got her, like, alcoholism, and she feels like a pretty, like, realistic person, but she also is, like, up there with Pinky wanting to fuck Rentaro. And I appreciate that, because we need more girls pushing him out of his bubble.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the first chapter where he's hanging with her in the tent, and, like, I mean, unironically, one of the sexiest panels in the series, when she's kind of like, and, like, half her boobs kind of out, and she's got, like, a, I don't know if it's a tank top, but you can see, like, her side boob. You know what I'm talking about? You remember the one I'm thinking of?
Yes, I do. I think it's, like, more, I think it is meant to be, like, a tank top or, like, a vest top.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the moment where she's, like, lying in her sleeping bag at the bottom of the tent, and she's like, oh, you want a piece, baby?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
One of the things... Good.
Oh, I was going to say, and she comes out of the tent with just about, and Rentaro's there just being like, and she's so sloshed as well.
Yeah, no, it's good that Rentaro didn't. You generally, if one person's drunk and the other person isn't, you probably should wait on sex. But wasn't gonna say. No, so for her, she's, like, average or a little below average. But what brings her up a little bit is I like the dynamic with her and is it Haruhi? I don't want to mix her up with her mom. It's Haruhi is the one I'm thinking of, right? The horny one.
The first girl.
Yeah, Pinky. What's her? I want to say her name.
Hikari.
Who am I thinking of? Haruhi. Is that the mom?
Yeah, you're thinking of the mother, because it's Hikari's the daughter and Haruhi's the mother.
So her dynamic with Hikari is really good to me. I like it because now she's got someone to talk about sex with, and so, like, Hikari looks up to drunk teacher girl because she's like, what is she, like, 24 or something? She's like an adult, and she's experienced, and she's fucked dudes before, and so she's like, or has she? I don't remember if she said she hadn't, but she definitely said that she masturbates a lot. Do you remember that?
She obviously has, and by the way, I'm on her wiki page. She's 27.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, so because there was a conversation they were having. I believe it was when they went to that all-you-can-eat restaurant and they had to struggle to not eat just leaves. But I remember them having a conversation where she's like, so do you have experience? And she's like, I certainly have a lot of experience with my hands. So she's like canonically a chronic masturbator, which is like,
yes.
Nice. So I mean that her sexualness brings her up like 1 point to me. So whatever she would be, she goes up 1 because she's horny. So I'd say, let me see. I feel like she's better than D. Honestly, no. What do you think?
Honestly,
I'm feeling C.
the only thing that really doesn't do it for me is the alcoholism, and that's because I don't drink, and I've worked in a nightclub where people have been
Yeah.
drinking all the time, and honestly, my alcohol level is like non-existent. It's like I'll maybe take a sip or two, but then after that, I'm like, I can't drink this.
So yeah, I
So,
mean, as
um,
someone who didn't drink for a very long time, drunk people are annoying when you're the only sober person. That's kind of the dynamic, right? If you're
yeah,
sober,
yeah.
drunk people are super annoying. I grew up with that constantly, hated it when my parents drank. But if you are also kind of drunk with them, then it's really fun. That's kind of the shitty part. So yeah, I agree with you that though if she's like drunk whereas everyone else isn't, that'd be really annoying.
But I will say, like just her positivity, nature, like that bumps it up for me as well. So I'd say C for me.
Yeah, I like C as well. All right. I almost put her in
Uh,
low B with Kusuri. All right. Okay. This one's Violence Girl,
Violence
right?
Girl.
I love her. She's
Yeah,
an S for me.
yeah. I can't deny that.
I feel like she's fallen off a little bit recently. I want to see another like focus chapter on
I think
her.
it's just because I think
She's
it's just
new.
because we haven't had many new chapters with her. Which you would think that with the when they're at the theme park at the festival, and it's like a horror themed festival, you would have thought she would be more involved in that.
Wasn't she in the background like smacking like whack-a-moles and like jizzing over that?
She was, but you would
Yeah.
have thought that she would be more involved in the main plot because it's like a horror themed festival and she's the finance girl.
Well, it depends on how, because you can have horror that isn't violent, because I mean, if you go to like a haunted house, it might just be people in ghost outfits going boo. That ain't gonna do it for her. It's got to be bloody. Yeah.
But no, that would have been funny if that had happened, where she's just there and it's
She's like
this
all
is
ready
not
for
scary.
it. Yeah,
I could do scary, and then she
picks
and
up
then
a
she
knife and
becomes
stabs a man.
No, and then she becomes her chainsaw man for like.
Yeah.
Do you remember that chapter where they had all those dolls and one of them turned into chainsaw
Yes,
man?
that was great. But yeah, so okay. As for why I like her, I don't think I think out of all of them, I don't think I had like such an immediate, instant love to any of them faster than I did with her. Like it was like the second that I saw her, because I love creepy faces. I love like crazy psycho faces in all art. Like I've always loved like a creepy smile. So like when I saw, because at first you're introduced to her and like I think he gets like a cut or he falls on the ground or something to like, I don't remember if it was like protect. Oh yeah, I think it was like her case with her violin in it was like gonna get hit with a rock that came from like a car, right? Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
And then he goes to like protect that, and he gets a little cut in his hand, and it's cool. I like how the author like slow burned what was going on with her, because at first she seems super normal. She's like, she's talented. She plays an instrument. She's going to class. Seems super normal and chill. But then like she kind of gets a little weird about the cut, and then and you're like, okay, what's going on here? And then they go to, I don't know, wasn't it like arcade, I think, or something, and they start playing like a bloody game, and then you start seeing
I think it was Resident Evil, because that is because the literal translation of her name, it's a pun on what Resident Evil is called in Japan, which is Biohazard.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, which is funny because how we were talking about the American girl in the last stream, like this her backstory, it kind of had a similar effect where she was going to watch a Ghibli film, and then it turns out no, this week it's Resident Evil Biohazard, and she gets like completely like warped by it to the point like it wakens her violent tendencies.
Yeah, the amount of girls that have been like severely altered by something they saw on TV in this series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which begs the question: are we going to get a girlfriend who's like against the influence of TV?
That wouldn't be enough for a whole character, you'd have to say. Yeah. I don't know. Well, anyway, point being, I really, really like, so like the creepy face is fun. I love the juxtaposition of like her being like this super small, innocent looking girl, plays violin. I mean, I feel like a lot of the way he writes characters is he sits down and he thinks like, what's going to be a good juxtaposition, right? Because she's like this like really little girl, plays violin. Violin's one of the most gentle instruments, like, but it can also be if you play it wrong, right?
Yeah.
So like it's perfect for her. And I mean, honestly, there's not a lot of deepness yet, because again, I'm waiting to see more from her. But like just conceptually, I really love that. And I think that the last thing I'll say about her is the way that she interacts with another one of my very favorite characters, Iku.
Yes, I knew you were going to bring that up.
Because they become a perpetual motion machine. You now have a basically like you ever heard the term unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Like they both.
Yes, they are.
Go ahead.
They just complement each other so well.
They
because
fuel
like
each other. Yeah, they could literally.
Yeah,
I could see them being in a room alone for like 24 hours, and they're like, "All right, have fun," and they come back and they're still going at it, and they're like shaking.
Yeah. Because you have Iku there, who's like the masochist, and then you have her, who's like the dom.
Who
the
loves
dom,
hitting.
and she's just like, oh my god, this is the perfect relationship for us.
Yeah, so that's probably honestly, you know what I want to see going forward? I want to see something develop between those two, similar to Karine and Pinky. I want to see like a little lesbian thing happen.
That would be that would be absolutely amazing if that happened. And and I think the only reason why she plays the violin is because it sounds like violence.
I don't remember in her backstory, was she already playing violin, or was that like what? I can't remember.
I don't believe she was. No, because in her backstory, it was just that she saw one day that the Resident Evil, and then she was just, and then that was it. Like, she wasn't playing the violin or anything. So
right.
I feel like she only took up the violin because it was like the closest words of violence that she could think of.
Well, keep in mind that the English language is probably pretty different from Japanese, so it might not sound similar in Japanese. So I think it's less about the actual words sounding like it and more like, out of all instruments, it's a very good one that can, like, when you, because her whole thing is she has like a mask on, like she's not going to show this like violence loving side of herself to her parents and friends, but now that we have this group that accepts everyone's weirdness, she can. And the cool thing about violin is you can play it very gentle, but you can also play it very violent. So it's a very versatile instrument, and it gives her what she wants. Another thing I want to say too, something that because we've talked about this with Karine and why I liked Karine. Something that makes me like her more too is that part where she's kind of ashamed of it, because she's nervous that people are going to judge her and think she's weird. So I remember in that first chapter where she's hanging out with Rentaro, she's worried that like, oh no, I know that's not ladylike of me. I know this is weird. I know that's, and then he's like, no, I love that. It's very charming. It's something that you love. And I always am such a sucker for moments like that where they're very like worried about how their little intricacy, their little quirk will be perceived. So yeah, I love that too.
Yeah, and one thing I definitely want to see is a moment with her, because I get the feeling that because you have in her introduction flashback where her father's like, "Oh, no more of that. Such violence is far too young far too much for a girl of your age." I like to think that her parents have something to do with like maybe one of them is like a horror novelist, and they're kind of like ashamed and they don't want their girl to find out about it. But I feel like there's going to be a moment where she does find out about it, and they kind of come to an understanding with each other, and she opens up to her king being like, "I like violence. I like being violent."
Yeah, well, obviously there's a difference between, like if she was just going around hitting people unprovoked, that'd be a problem. But as long as it's consensual or just like watching violence, there's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, and that's again, I think another thing that could make her a much worse character if she was just going around hitting people. Like that would be what would make her like a Kusari to me, right? Like if she was going around just hitting people or hurting people but there's never been a moment where she's like hitting people.
No, she's always been like, are you all right with this?
Yeah, and that's something that I appreciate, that Kusari, it's better at now, but it took her a fucking long time. Anything else to say about Violence Girl before we move on to Math Girl? Or not even Math, Numbers Girl.
No, like let's just get her out of the way.
F tier. F tier. All right, this is the last F tier of the list, everybody.
Okay, if I had to pick, like, out of all the F tiers,
the F-iest tier.
The F-iest, like, who is my least favorite character in the series, it has to be this character.
Yeah. What was he cooking? What was this author cooking? I don't know. I
feel like he was probably just like, I can't really think of it. I can't really think of anything. And then he was just thinking about the title, like, oh, what if there was a person who liked numbers?
It feels, doesn't this one out of all of them kind of, whereas a lot of them, they feel so well balanced and well rounded as characters. This one kind of feels like he was like, sorry, you got me sidetracked. I was trying to finish my sentence. This one kind of feels like damn it, see, now I've forgotten what I was gonna say. This one feels like he was trying to fucking come up with just like the weirdest concept possible. Like, I really want her to stand out. Lol, I'm looking at this weird character I made. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like you said, like all the other, like even the cousin, like who we agree is in F tier, she still has her moments of like, because of her like, mother issues, and like even though she's really like, I am being the disciplined one here. Like, she'll have moments where she'll step back and be like, did I do this? Is it all right if I did this? Yeah. Whereas there's just nothing. Whereas with Numbers Girl, there's just nothing to her. Like, absolutely nothing to her.
The cousin feels like a human still. You know, like, she feels like a person. This girl, I mean, she feels like, I mean, it's so over the top. This girl is exactly what, like, a lot of other series, I feel, would do. You know, make a character that's, like, over the top, ridiculous, and her whole character is just two-dimensional, right? Like, if all the girls were like this series would be awful. You know, it's...
Yeah.
If you wrote, like, Iku, like you did this girl, her whole thing, all she would ever want to do ever would be to be hit. There wouldn't be the baseball part or, like, the athletics part or the pushing yourself to improve yourself part. It would just be like, ooh, smack my ass, daddy, over and over again. You know, and so, like, yeah, I mean, and it's weird, too. It's not even, like, funny. It's so like... And at first, you think, oh, okay, she's gonna be good at math. That's why. But even Rentro's like, oh, so you're good at math? And she's like, nope. I just want to fuck like numbers. Yeah, number file is literally how the wiki describes her.
I feel like the only thing that is interesting about her is that whenever you ask her, like, what her favorite number is, she can't decide.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how she personifies numbers. You know, she's like, oh, and like, you know, and not all sixes are the same. Like, that 6 is like a small, petite 6, but that's like a fat, girthy 6. You know, it's, I think the only human moment we've had from her that I can remember is when, she can't remember their names. And then, I believe it was, Akko, is that how you pronounce her name? The Yas, oh my god, girl. She helped her come up with like a, you know, when I can't remember stuff, I attach it to things I like the names of the Pokemon. So for her, she came up with like number like remembery things for all their names. So that was like cute, and it showed that she cared enough to remember their names. But the only reason she's with Rentaro is because Rentaro was the only person who didn't call her a fucking crazy bitch. That's literally it. Like, he accepts my weird shit, which is wholesome when it's weird shit that's like, oh, you know, that's a little out of the norm. People might bully you for that, but that's still like a really cool like thing that you have there versus, girl, you need therapy. This is actually like, you're not going to be able to exist in society if you're like this.
Yeah.
Did you have more to say or no? Because I have
no. I was just like, oh, do we have to talk about the Numbers Girl? Yes, we do have to talk about the Numbers Girl. Let's just get that Band-Aid off.
I do have one more thing. And move
to something go ahead.
Oh yeah. So with her,
no.
I wish I could remember. Sorry about all the times we're cutting each other off. By the way, I think there's like a slight delay. I think there's a slight delay on TikTok or Discord or something. So I apologize. So yeah, with her, I can't remember what they were talking about. I wish I could. It was like a recent chapter, obviously, because she's newish. But there's one time where she made me laugh. And it was, I don't remember. They asked her for advice on something. And then so she was like explaining something. And she was like explaining it. And she was halfway through explaining it. And then she cut herself off. And she was like, wait a minute. I don't care about any of this. And then she just walked away. I don't remember what she was talking about, but it made me laugh really hard because she was like halfway through being actually like a human and like talking to them, and then she was like, wait a minute, fuck you guys, I don't care about any of this shit. And she just walked away. It was so fucking funny. I can't remember what chapter that was, but it really got me.
I can't remember that one either, but
I'll go back and
we're
find
still
it.
going.
Please, this one only started at 12:30. This one, we're gonna be done in like an hour.
Yeah, because we've only got like 4 girlfriends and then Chad
we
Taro.
rank. Chad Taro will be on his own tier at the top, of course. Actually, no, he'd be mad if we ranked him above his girls. So maybe we should respect his wishes and rank him below all of them.
Yeah.
Whoa, think about that. Yeah, we'll have to think. I agree. So, okay, one last thing. By the way, I just remembered like a super funny moment that I loved from Uto, and I'm sorry I have to go back and mention it.
Go ahead, just do it.
So, the recent chapter, very weird concept, but that's like this series in a nutshell, where they wanted them to all. It was like right after the British one got introduced, and like they all wanted to dress in like petticoats or whatever the fuck she's dressing in. You know what I'm talking? Remember that? And there's like a shipment up, there's like a plane crashes that like had them in them or something. So it's like raining. There's a part from Uto that actually made me laugh out loud. And like, I know I should have expected it, but it caught me totally off guard. There's like this whole fucking page. I'm like giggling just thinking about it. There's this whole page where Uto's like licking her finger and like sensing the direction of the wind. She's like, yes, I determined that it will fall right here. And then it falls like way far away from her. And then I think it was like the tall girl like just picked it up and put it on her. But it was just so funny because there was like this big panel of it just like, yes, it will fall right here. And then it's like all the way across. I love her so much.
Yes.
Should we get to Brazilian?
Yeah, we should. I do like this character.
I do too. She's a good example of like, I wouldn't put her at S yet, but she's like hovering around probably A or B.
I would say
I'm thinking B. I want to hear you.
I'm thinking B, but Brazilian.
Hey! Now we have to do it.
Yes.
B for Brazilian. Let's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Only if you agree.
Yeah. I'll agree. We'll do B for Brazilian.
But it's that's not actually just the only reason though. She actually is a B tier, like genuinely. Like she's really good.
Yeah, she is a B tier,
but she's not like that good.
Because what I like about her is that she has kind of a similar personality to Kashika, where it's like she'll have this like persona where she's like, I am the tough girl, I'm a martial artist, my dad runs a dojo and everything, but I have this one teeny tiny little weakness. Anything that I can't physically punch scares me.
Yeah, so it is similar to I never thought about that. It is kind of similar to Kishika, except without the sexualized aspect, I guess, right? Whereas Kishika's got the daddy thing, whereas this girl, she's a lot more. It's normal. She's like it's actually really funny. I actually really enjoy like the way, because again, the way this guy writes characters, it reminds me of like what I like about One Piece characters or like Soul Eater characters. They have their like funny quirk, but then there's like a twist on it. So like she's like a martial arts girl. You expect her, she's not going to be scared of anything. She literally, unironically, is so strong that she can stop a moving car with a kick. She's like Superman, just like, boom, like there's these epic panels of of her just like kicking a car to stop from like a baby getting run over. And it really makes sense too, right? Every problem you've ever solved in your life, you've done it with physicality. What if it's like, shit, we accuse you of tax fraud. Fuck, I can't kick the entirety of the IRS.
I can't kick tax fraud, so I'm gonna be like in a state just sucking my thumb, like, get me out of this situation.
It's so funny because she would prefer real quick. So like for example, right? Like imagine, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, what would you as a normal person prefer to deal with? Like you're out in the woods and a tiger attacks you, or would you prefer to deal with like, oh crap, I'm in a traffic jam and I'm gonna be late to work? She would prefer the tiger because she can't kick away the traffic jam.
Well, I suppose she could technically because she's that strong.
We haven't seen her kick cars like and make them fly in the sky yet. We've seen her stop moving cars, so I'm gonna we'll have to see.
But yeah, one of my favorite moments is one in one of the recent chats, and I brought this up with Uta, where they're all trying to get to one place, and it constantly keeps getting blocked off by traffic. Like you've got roadblocks here, roadblocks there. Yeah, the roadworks there, and it turns out Rento's just there at the end of the chat, just helping them out, because he's like, I'm getting sick of this, and I don't want to wait, so I'll help you guys out. But one of her favorite moments from her is when, even though she's scared because of like the fact that there's a puppy there, they're all there like, this puppy is gonna die if you don't do something about it, and we're all gonna die. So can you please help us? Like, just just swallow your pride. And she does. She actually swallows her pride. She's there, like, stops it. The puppy falls into her arms, but she doesn't actually notice at first. She's still sort of concentrating on trying to block this vehicle, and then everyone's like, hey, you blocked it, and hey, look at what you're holding. And then she looks at it, it's like, and she's still scared afterwards.
Yeah, and well, see, that's the thing, right? It kind of it helps us understand how her mind works, because physically she can, if she wanted to, she could kick a puppy. But she's not just concerned about if she can, she's also thinking about like the ramifications, right? So because know, you're scared of a baby? I can't kick a baby. Yeah, you can. You just don't want to because of the law, legality.
Yeah. Well, if she lived in the world of South Park, that wouldn't matter.
Kick the baby.
Kick the baby.
But yeah, so like, it's a very, very funny trope. I'm excited to see more from her, because so far, we're getting to the point where all these girls are so new now that their character kind of, it's not as fleshed out as the earlier ones.
I want to see. I honestly, genuinely want to see a girlfriend who has who's kind of similar to Finance Girl, who you look at her and think like, oh, she's cute, she couldn't do harm, but then she has the strength of like Tatsumaki from One Punch Man.
Well, I mean, we so we so recently got like a strong girl, so he'd have to do something to make her different enough from this strong girl,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like she's different in the sense that she is I would say like kind of the same age as Kurumi, or kind of like on that younger end, when you look at her and she's so unassuming, but then she can kick your ass 10. She has basically She-Hulk level of strength.
So what you're making me think of right now is like Toph from Airbender.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking at here. Like, kind of like a tough character who's like super strong and tough, but she doesn't want but the twist for her could be like, she doesn't want to be that tough. She wants to be like this genuinely nice, kind person, but she finds it hard to be because her brain's wired to be like, I've got to be the tough person.
Yeah, could be. So I'm trying to think. Is there anything else to talk about with Brazilian Kicker?
Nope.
I wish I could remember their names. What's her name again?
Ira. So EIRA.
Oh yes. Also too, there's been a stereotype since like a very long time ago. I remember hearing about this stereotype like early days of the internet, that Brazilians have like big asses, and they do joke about that in the manga too. Like when the grope girl is like, that's a Brazilian.
Yeah.
But yeah, S-tier time. I'm sorry. What?
I was going to say there are meanings behind their names in the same way there is meanings behind their birthdays as well.
Are we any more to say about her, or are we moving on to best girl? She's probably top 5 at least for me.
S-tier.
Yeah!
S-tier. No. Well, considering I'm a cat person, I've had cats in my life. She instantly went into S tier.
Bro, so much to say about this girl. And again, I need to open up by saying, if her whole character was just being an uwu nya cat girl, that would be a little, that wouldn't be as good. You know what I mean? Like if her entire I'm sure you've heard of Nekopara, the game.
Yes, I've heard of Nekopara.
If her entire character was just like Chocola or Vanilla from that game, it wouldn't be as good. She'd be like a C. Because, but she's still a person. I love that. Here's what makes her so good, okay? So can I just walk through? I got a lot of talking to. I'm going to talk for a long time, and then I'm going to let you talk for a long time. Is that fair?
Okay, well, while you talk, I'll go. I'll go to the toilet because I'm
No,
desperate for the
I
toilet.
want you to hear me. Okay.
Okay, go on, say it.
Well, when's a good time for you to pee? I don't want to.
I can hold it. I
Are
can
you
hold
sure?
it.
We'll, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna walk through what makes her so good. So first we see her. I think one of the most striking initial panels of all time of any new girl. Okay, you immediately know what's coming. Okay, he turns the fucking corner of the street. Boom! She's sitting there in a box with a sign that says "Adopt Me," and I'm like, "Here we fucking go. The promised time has come." It was one of those like I never knew how badly I wanted this until the moment I saw it, and then every neuron activated immediately, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then, forgive me, I'll probably forget the order of operations here, but the part that fucks me up so much is like her fucking story, like the reason she is the way she is absolutely so fire. Because, I assume you've had similar experiences, right? Like, it's super hard when you're, like, a little mentally different from everyone else to, like, keep a job and, like, have good experiences in the workforce. I assume you've had issues with that too, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, even now, like I've been at my job, I've been with the same company for 10 years, but even now, even to this day, I still have those moments where my autism can sometimes. Yeah, the day's awful, and my autism can kind of take me over at times.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, when you're not built to be social, like I mean, obviously we're social, but like, sometimes we can annoy people accidentally. That's an unfortunate part. But
yeah,
with her, it's like very obvious that she's got like some sort of mental illness, and like this, I mean, I read this at such a good time because I'm dealing with unemployment right now. I'm dealing with getting a new job. And I've had those thoughts where I'm like I mean, I've had thoughts where obviously it's extra. I'm over exaggerating, but like I've had thoughts where I'm like, God, I think I'd rather die than go back into the workforce because you have such bad days sometimes. I've had jobs that I like, but I've also had jobs where I hate them so much that I actually was suicidal. I've worked at jobs where like it was, oh yeah, obviously I would never do it. I'm not like. I would never be. I think I'd be too scared to ever like do anything like that, and it's been years since I've been that. But it was when I was working at Meijer. I worked at Meijer third shift, so middle of the night, and this is also when I was going to college. So it was one of my first jobs. I was going to college, full-time college, and then I applied for a part-time job at Meijer. But you know what? But they were so understaffed that they were working me 60 hours a week. So I was working.
Ow.
It was work, sleep, school. That was my entire life. I was barely getting enough sleep. I didn't see any of my friends for like 3 months on end. I finally quit that job. I worked that job for 3 months and I quit it because it was awful. And when you get a job like that, it feels like that's your whole life. You're locked in. You've seen Zom 100, I assume?
Not yet, but it is on my radar.
So the beginning of Zom 100, same thing. It goes into this guy's absolute depression and like how much he hates his life from like just his entire life is work. And like in Japan, the work culture is even worse. Like they fall asleep at their desks and then sleep there and then wake up and keep working. So like. This is Japan, so like she it's not. Yeah. It's possible that she had a bad. Anyway, let me continue where I was going. So her story is that I don't remember if we saw her like getting fired or what happened, but like she so badly doesn't want to. Like the slog of day in, day out, working job. She finally just says like, I think I would rather die. I think I want to die and pray that I'm reborn as a cat because cats just get to lay there and enjoy life. And I respect that, like it's just, God, I mean, I really felt for her there and it's dark. I think this is like Nico Robin One Piece flashback dark. We see her walk to the subway, to the train and like, prepare herself to jump in front of the train and kill herself. And the only reason she chooses to not kill herself is because she's like, wait a minute, I have shit luck. I might not get reborn as a cat. I might get reborn as another fucking human and have to do all this over again. So instead, I'll be a cat in my life now. And like, wow, I mean, like, what a way to instantly make me like her because she's not just being lazy. She's not just being like a weirdo or like mentally ill or like, ooh, give me a litter box to shit in, otherwise I'll cancel you, whatever. Like, she's actually just really mentally ill, but in like a kind of I don't know, in a way that you relate and you feel for her because she does want it. And this is something that the author works on because at first you're thinking, okay, well, she's gonna be like a financial drain on Rentaro or something. And of course we'll get to the rich lady and everything, all that shit. But like, so for a while she thinks like, okay, Rentaro, are you sure you're willing to adopt me? He's like, are you rich? And he's like, no, but I'll get a job after school, because Rentaro is way too fucking nice, and Rentaro would have allowed himself to get taken advantage of for her because he's that nice. And this is something that this author does to make her likable after a little bit of kind of leeching off of them, because obviously Haruhi's Haruki, is that Haruki's mom?
Akari.
God damn it. Okay, yeah. Her mom is, of course, like, are you kidding me? I'll adopt you. And there's the meta joke where it's like, I think everyone expected this to happen. Of course, you're a ooh little baby, and I want ooh little babies. Are you kidding? I'll pay you to fucking be in my house. But so like she lives that way for a little bit, and then I really like the lesson here, because yes, work is awful and like it can be draining, but there is also something to be said about like, all these other people, they're living their lives, they're going out, they have hobbies and passions, and they're working to better themselves, but like I'm just lying around doing nothing with my life. It really is all about that balance, and that's why I like that what she comes to is she gets a nice part-time job, yes, with the massive help of Haruhi's mom, or Haruhi, whatever, the mom, the rich mom. Massive help with her, she basically says like, you fucking hire, there's a cat girl coming, you hire her right now. But I mean, I love that she gets a part-time job, so she's not just doing nothing, she's going out there, she's working, and she's like, I'm okay with having a job as long as I can come home and be a cat. I like that. And again, that comes down to what makes all these characters so good, is that they're not just their character. There is a real human girl under all that, but she wants to be a cat because she respects that lifestyle. And also, bonus points, massive titties. Holy shit. You've seen the titties are huge. She's got like Rangiku level titties. So what's to not like? What's not to like? All right.
Well, I'm going to say my things as well. You've basically just summed up everything that's lovable about her, and I feel like she it's not that. I mean, she says she hated work, but it maybe it might have been the case of that she just didn't want to be. She was just very antisocial kind of person. As well, that was kind of one of the underlining things with her. And one of the things I do love is the flashback that we get with her mother, because in her introductory chapter, she has a phone call after she's quit, because she said she quitted her job, like straight up quitted. And her mother's like, yeah, I understand how you're feeling, but her mother is very, even though she understands what her daughter is going through, she's still very realistic about it. Like, if you're not earning any money, you won't be able to eat, and everyone's in the same boat working as hard.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up. Real quick, I just want to agree with you. I'm glad that you brought up the mom. Just to add on to what you're saying, I forgot about her mom. That's really good, because her mom's not even like, her mom's not mean like Cell Phone Girl's mom. She's actually really understanding and supportive. She's like, I totally get it, babe. I totally get it, hon. This is awful. It sucks to have a job that like doesn't respect you, but you have to. It's like really realistic. Like it's exactly like something my mom would say. Like, yes, it does suck to work at a job you hate, but you gotta. I love that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and her mother always saying like, do you think anyone could just live a cuddled life forever, never having to struggle? Because that is true. Like, that's one of the reasons why I love a character like Ryusui from Dr. Stone, in the sense that, yeah, he has a cuddled life, but he has worked his ass off to get that cuddled life.
Yeah, I think like, it's not that work sucks, it's that work that you don't want to do sucks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, for example,
and I feel like she's...
To clarify, to clarify what I mean by that, like, if you're passionate about something, it's fun to work. You know what I mean? Or like, for example, if you're connected to the work. So like, let's say you own a house, like you have a house and you want to build a fence on your property. That's work that's fulfilling, because you're building a fence that's going to like benefit you. It's benefit your family, and you build it and you get to see it on your property, right? Compare that to like, you go to a job and you're standing on a supply line and you're just like, building like 30 fucking, I don't know, like car parts or whatever. And that, like that's not, you're not connected to that. It's just like, you see it go by on the assembly line. Like, that's where like depression from work comes in, when you're not like attached to like what you do, so like, To me, if you take cat girl over here and you for example, how good do you think she'd be at, like, if she was able to work at like a cat cafe? Do you know what a cat cafe is? We have one.
Yeah. I don't have one, but I know of them. Or a pet
Pet
shop. I
shop.
feel like she
Yeah.
would work. Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah. Exactly.
I was honestly expecting that to be the job that she gets. Like, she works at a pet store because she'd probably love it there, because then she could be like, I was honestly expecting to be like, her job was that she works at the pet store, but she's the one who's actually demonstrating how all the cat toys work for cats.
That's so cute. Yeah, no, and like her.
So then that would get.
Her dressing.
I was just gonna say
her dressing like that would be seen as like, because she could literally dress like a cat, and they could just see it as like a cute little thing. Like, oh, it's because you work in a pet store. That's cute. Like, it would work for her so well because she'd be passionate about it. And then yeah. So go ahead. You were saying.
Yeah. Pretty much the same thing. Like, it would benefit. It would benefit the company because they'd have an employee who's passionate about it, and it'll benefit her because she's like, I get to live the life. I get to be a cat and be paid for it.
Hold on a second. I'm just checking the chat here. So, apparently, unfortunately, it's not out yet translated, but the raws of the next chapter are out. And I think it is the next girlfriend is in the next chapter. I was really hoping that it was out. I was really hoping that it was out now, because how cool would it be if, like, during stream we go and read the new chapter and then rape the new girl?
Yeah, it's just spawned in the minute. So a comment that's on here, and I'm just guessing what the girl might actually be.
I thought you knew. I'm sorry.
No, I'm reading the comment on here where it says she just spawned in the middle of the family. So I'm like, oh, so I guess she's a ninja.
Yeah, I don't know what they mean by that, but I don't want to know. I very much don't.
I don't want to know, but I was just guessing. I was only guessing.
I'm sorry. I really don't like spoilers. I had to get it out of that.
With this series, I want to be as surprised as possible about what we get.
So sorry about that, Luke.
But it's all right. But yeah, and and there was one cute moment that I loved in the chapter with the mum and her when she's on the roof. She's on the roof with everyone, and I think it's the drunk teacher and the grandmother, where they're like, come here, and then she walks off, and then they're just like, oh, she's a cat, so she's
cats
fickle.
Will be fickle, yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? If you're a cat, you can do whatever you want. Like, you even at least dogs are expected to kind of like be loyal and obey. Like with a cat, I mean, it is really, like, as nice as that sounds, it is just an excuse for her to say, fuck it, I want to have no responsibilities. I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want all the time, forever. Which, like, sounds nice, but that's why I'm glad that they took her character and they gave her some responsibility, because, like, she does have to have some. She can't just be a cat all the time. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And I'm just gonna say quickly, like, some cats are like fickle, but some, speaking from experience here, are very loyal and very friendly as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'm really excited to see more from her, and also another thing we haven't mentioned is she's an adult too. That surprised me. She's like 20 something. So yeah, she's like 20 something.
21.
I think, does she have the biggest boobs in Rentro's family? I feel like she's up there.
I think Akari and her mum. Well, I think the mum probably has the biggest boobs.
You think she's top 3? Because I mean, there are some panels where they look huge, even under that hoodie she has.
I think she is. I think it's her, the drunk teacher, and the mum.
No problem, Shoop. Honestly, you didn't tell me enough to know what's going on. He or she apologized for the spoilers. No problem. But yeah, definitely don't want to know. I don't like to read the raws or the translation, or I don't like to read it until it's translated.
Also, Shoop, at some point when we get to 50 girlfriends, I think we'll be doing another one of these.
Absolutely, every 25 for the rest of our lives. Unfortunately, that's probably going to be like 3 years.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like that, something like that.
I would be willing. Go ahead, sorry.
well, now since they've said like all the 28th girlfriends, so that means we've only got like about what 22 more girlfriends before we get to 50.
Yeah, but that'll still be like 3 years, 2.5 probably.
Yeah,
But here's what I'll
yeah.
say: I'd be willing to like every 10 chapters or so just do like a fucking like just a discussion with you about like what happened. You know, like a volume review.
I would be totally up for that, like, because you've been saying for a while that you want to do something other than Chainsaw Man, and I'd be totally down for doing this for the side channel.
We can do it on this channel. I want to keep that channel.
Okay.
So that channel, the reason I split it off is because I want that channel to stick with being like me and my close friends that I know in like real life. Like not a diss on you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. That's fine. That's totally fine. Totally get that.
But yeah, we can do it on this channel. Well, yeah, so it's just like a weird like. Although the big reason we split off the channels was because of a creative control thing. Because like Vex wanted to bring on like all the people from the Discord, whereas I kind of wanted to keep it more like a small group over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's fair. And that's fair. And that's fair. And it's pretty much just like a small group as well with us. Because
well,
only like
beyond
like about
good.
With the 5 elder stars.
I want to see an edit of that, but no. So what I'll say, let me explain a little better. The initial thing that started that like conversation between like splitting the channel off was because in my experience, the views are better if you kind of stick on like one topic on a channel. It sucks that that's the case, but it is true. You know what I mean? People come to that channel and they know, okay, that's going to be Chainsaw Man. You know what I mean? Whereas because this channel over here is all over the place, y'all get really messy views. Sometimes it's nothing, or maybe you get lucky and it's really good. I appreciate the consistency, you know, and I didn't want to bog down. I wanted people to be able to subscribe and know that like, okay, well, I'm here because I like Chainsaw Man, but I don't want to see like 50 other Power Rangers videos. You know what I'm saying?
The only Power Rangers videos we're doing is the retrospective and the tier list. That's all we're doing for Power Rangers.
You're taking what I'm saying too literally. The point I'm making is like
I know
every person that'll that like studies like the algorithm will tell you that like if you stick on like one topic you'll get way better views. That's the biggest reason I wanted to switch to that. You know.
Fair enough.
Because I like having a community. I like going into the comments and seeing, you know, like 10, 20. And like what's nice about the Chainsaw interviews is we get like minimum 200 views over there. Whereas like, I mean, you know, not dissing on it, but this channel is like, oof, some of those videos, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are having fun. Don't get me wrong, but like I like to keep it kind of consistent, you know.
That's fair. That is totally fair.
Yeah, like you know, here I'm looking at 18, 20, 10, 33, 42, 16, 33, 47, 19, 57. You know, I feel like I wouldn't have as much motivation to do it if I wasn't getting at least a couple hundred views, cuz like part of what's fun for me is knowing that like I'll be able to read those comments and people are like watching it, you know. But one of the things that I do appreciate though is that there is the like 5 or 10 people in the Discord that like will always be there. I do really appreciate that. You know, you guys in the Discord. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, of course. It's really appreciated. Like I was talking to, I don't remember who, someone on Twitter. I don't know if it was like Fuji or Blazing or but there was something like I was talking about how I want to get back into making AMVs again, and there's something that's really nice about you guys is that I know that if I ever make anything like creative in the future, I immediately have like 10 people that'll look at it and give me opinions on it, you know. So I really do appreciate that. Hello.
Yeah. I'm still here. So yeah, I was just reading like just a comment on Twitter, but yeah. I really do appreciate that you appreciate us as well.
Oh, definitely. I hope you never think of me as like being mean or rude or anything. It's just that I'm a very honest guy.
No, I don't. I mean, you did do that one thing to Suika from Dr. Stone, which I've never forgiven you for. But aside from that,
that was a fun skit.
I know. I'm just messing with you because it's the one I always go to.
Oh God, that was funny. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You're more than made up for it with some of the funniest skits that I still laugh my ass off whenever I watch them back, like the hentai devil and the one where, God damn it, Kishi! Oh fuck it!
God, with his ass.
That was hilarious, man.
Bro, I miss it, bro. I miss having oh God, I want to get back to it so bad. Like the thing that's holding me back now is I'm waiting for Vex to move into his own apartment. Because because like, his house is like a mess. Not like literally a mess, but like just like there's a lot going on over there. His parents, and I don't want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's totally understandable.
So like
but
once
anyway, we should
yeah once they've got their own
we
apartment.
should get back to
yeah. Sorry.
yeah. And you broke up a bit then.
Oh
so,
yeah. So
sorry.
I just stopped talking. No problem. Anything else to say about the cat girl?
No, other than that, she is cute. She is awesome, and if she ever came into the real world and wanted to be adopted, I'd be the first to adopt her.
10 out of 10 would slam. I'm sorry. I don't know how. Real quick, I don't know. Sorry if this is TMI. I don't know how like sexual you are as a person, but like there is something kind of hot about like imagining her like in like pretending to be a cat and then like fucking her. Like I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. That's hot to me.
I feel like no, I wouldn't go that far.
But she's not really a cat though. She's just a human woman.
I know she's not really. I know she's not really. I know she's not really a cat. But I would feel awkward. I would definitely feel awkward about it.
I wouldn't. Fair enough though.
I know you wouldn't, but I would feel incredibly awkward. So especially if it happened and then my cat just walks in.
Well, that's why you close the door.
I tried that, and she'd probably be like, "I'm gonna get in that room no matter what."
Oh man. Well, at least I'll give her belly scritches, and then the hand will like slowly move up to the boobs, and I'll be like, "Oops, how did that happen?"
But anyway,
man,
I think we should get on to
Are you asexual or what? Why can't we be bros and talk about how we'd fuck fictional women together?
I am asexual.
Are you?
Asexual,
okay.
Red.
I didn't know that. That's why I was asking.
No, I legitimately come out as asexual.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. I don't know. Where was that at? Was that on Twitter?
That was I came out about a good year and a half ago.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. If I was there, I might have forgotten. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's what I always make the joke of like, because I'm asexual, I can make as many sexual jokes as possible.
Well, I will say that's you're powerful because like I don't know, a good chunk of the reason I enjoy these series is because I find the characters sexually attractive. Like maybe like 10%, maybe like 10%. There's like always that background monkey brain that's like awooga cute girls, right? That's like the thing that gets me into it, and then I stay for the good characters, right? So like the fact that you're reading. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll say it now. Like, I mean, it's not that I'm not interested in having sex. It's just that I've just been like blue balled so many times in the past that I'm just like, you know what? I don't even care now.
Well, so that was how I felt until I got lucky, I guess. Yeah, so I feel
yeah, but it's like I would be perfectly happy if I was with someone and they'd be like, "Hey, do you want to just enjoy a series with each other?" And just be like, I get more enjoyment about watching and discussing a series like 100 Girlfriends with a partner than having sex any day of the week.
Absolutely. Sex is always just a cherry on top of the sundae that is a relationship. Like even, I mean, like, you know, because I don't have any boundaries. I'll share anything. Like, you know, hold on, I was going to continue there. Right. When you're in a relationship, inevitably the amount that you have sex kind of like dwindles just because like you get more and more used to being around them. It's always nice and it's fun, but like, yeah, no, anyone who's like, I better be having sex once a week or it ain't gonna work. That is not my type of person. Like, I mean, hold on, I still wasn't done. Sorry, I've gone like months, like straight up, and like people will be like, what? But like, you know, it really varies. Like there are weeks where like I'm super horny. There are weeks where I'm not feeling it. You know what I mean? And you have to kind of have both of the partners match up. The stars have to align. You both have to be horny. And you know that doesn't happen as often as people would like it to. So no, I'm not trying to say that. I just wanted you to know I'm not trying to say that like you got to be fucking constantly. Like the best part of a relationship is just being best friends with them. The sex is merely the sprinkles on the cake. Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there have been points before when I've really gone close, but then it's just like, yeah, I don't really feel like this being my thing. And then it was just one day when I was like, am I really that bothered about if I have sex or not? I'm like, no. I'm like, okay.
Blazing said, sorry, Blazing said, what about all sexual, and I don't know what he's trying to say there. So
I have absolutely no idea what
yeah,
that
maybe
means.
you
That's why I wasn't
mistyped
responding
something.
to it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyway, we should get talking about the last three characters here. So we have the abnormal girl.
Sorry if I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable at all in any of that conversation.
No, no, you
Okay,
didn't.
cool. All right, cool. Just
You
making sure.
really. No. The only thing that could make me uncomfortable is if someone was like really getting like too close to me. I'm like, I don't want to be close. Like, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just talking about stuff like that's not going to affect me in any way.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. So abnormal pop star girl. Abnormal pop star girl for me is kind of on the lower end. I've found her mostly kind of annoying.
Yeah, I do as well. I mean, I was only just joking. Oh, okay, Blazing Boy. Yeah, I find that as well because like how abnormal do you want something to be?
Yeah, because like she reminds me of like some people that I find like really annoying on like Twitter. You know, like there's always like anytime there's like
they cut.
Good.
Go ahead.
Okay, anytime there's like a group, like I'm in a lot of like I see a lot of politics Twitter, right? So like anytime there's like a group that like stands for something good, there always has to be. Do you know what the term contrarian means? If not, I'll tell you.
Vaguely, but tell me anyway.
So a contrarian is someone who has to always contradict, as in like, here's something that like 90% of people agree with, but then a contrarian will be like, oh, well, actually, like if someone said the sky was blue, a contrarian would be like, well, it's only blue because of this, that, you know what I mean? There's always something, right? Like, you can't even be like, damn, this cake's really good. Well, it's really bad for you, like that kind of person. Yeah, that's the vibe exactly. That's the vibe I get with her, is that, like, she can't just be, like, a normal person. She has to fucking, like, it feels so, her quirk is, like, fake, forced, and drawn out. Whereas, like, someone like Uto, I get the vibe that she genuinely, that's what she wants to be. She looks up to like the vibe of being an explorer and like living a life out on the road, whereas she is already a famous singer. Presumably she likes singing, but she's now trying to like artificially tweak her like, the thing that she already loves and that makes her, which is being a singer. She's now trying to take that and like ruin it with like a fake. She's being fake. I mean, that really is what it is. She's being fake.
Yes.
And like that's not attractive. And I'm curious if there's a way that the author is going to take that trait and like have her go through like character development and like how the tsundere went through character development and now she's like a lot more self-aware of her tsundere-ness. I wonder if she will kind of go through character development, keep that inclination to be weird, but like for a better reason. That's kind of what I want to see from her, because until then she's like C tier for me.
Yeah, definitely C tier for me. Because she's kind of like those people on Twitter who are like when you'll see everyone just being like praising. I'm just going to use it as an example, like Oda for his ingenious writing, and then somebody on Twitter is there just being like, well, actually, this wasn't as good as it could have been. I'm just doing that just for clout.
Yeah, that's exactly what a contrarian is. It's someone who, always has to have the last word or always has to stand out of a crowd. You see it a lot in politics Twitter. For example, I'm trying to think of a good example, because like someone says, okay, here, so like some politician says, I think we should have a minimum wage of $15 an hour, and then someone will be like, but why not 16? You know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, bro, like, and there's always some, no matter what, they always have to be like, what?
Yeah,
like recently,
that, to me, it's just like that to me just like makes me like, oh.
Yeah, and the reason she's not D or F is because like it's not like super annoying, because I still like her more than the grandma, I still like her more than the maid, but like, and I think it's because there's potential there. There's a real person hidden underneath, and we have to see if she can become better. I think
I get the feeling that if the author came out with a chapter where her weirdness and her tendency to be abnormal actually backfires on her, and she has to realize, like, oh, maybe me being this abnormal is actually putting people off of being around me.
Yeah, yeah. What I
Like
want to see. Good.
Like if it came out that her her tendency to be abnormal, like say for example she was put with I don't know, the groping girl, and yes, the groping girl has an abnormal characteristic, but what if she like takes it one step further and be like, well, actually, maybe you shouldn't have this you shouldn't have be this gropey around people, and actually causes arguments because she's trying to be so abnormal that she's disregarding other people's abnormalities, if that makes sense.
Yeah, what I want to see is a chapter where she kind of realizes that like everyone else's abnormalness in this group is like natural. Like they're not forcing it. In fact, I would love it if maybe she assumed that everyone else was being fake because she's being fake, right? So maybe there's a moment where she's like, wow, how did you guys get so good at being so weird? But then realizing that like, no, I've been like this since I was a child. You know what I mean? And like realizing that like, oh my God, all of these people are just like naturally like that. And that's what makes their charm so beautiful. Whereas me, I'm forcing it. It's fake. And that makes it gross. You know what I mean?
My God, I've just thought about something that would be so cute. That would be so cute if you put her with a chapter with that girl, and the cat goes there like, "No, I am a cat," and she's like, "Okay, then prove you're a cat." It gives her like a not a bowl of cat food, but like a bowl with a cat food bowl, but it has regular food in it. Like, okay, if you want to prove you're a cat, eat this with no hands, and she does it.
She would, yeah. I think maybe a good way to get around that was she'd like give her a bowl of milk or something. She'd lap that shit up for sure.
Yeah, and she just no, technically.
I know you're not supposed to. I know you're not supposed to. I know.
No, Actually, I've just thought. I've just thought about something. She gives the bowl because she assumes like she would be in that stereotypical like, oh, the cat would drink milk, but then the cat girl would be like, no,
actually, that's really bad.
Dairy milk.
Yeah, that'd be really cute, actually.
Yeah,
you're gonna hurt my stomach.
And then she'd be like, "Oh my God, like, no, you're not actually pretending. You are legitimately trying to be a cat."
That would be a cute way to do that, actually. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes.
Or she tries to give her a burger, but then the cat goes like, "No, because if I eat a burger, then my stomach, then it would upset my stomach and I could potentially die because that's what happens. Like if you give a cat a burger with onions, because onions are poisonous to cats."
Oh wow. So yeah, I like to imagine that you know, because she kind of switches back and forth. She has human mode and cat mode. You know, like when she turns to she dons the human mask when she goes to work. So like I imagine when she's human, she can eat human food. But when I do like the idea that like when she's a cat, she like fully commits. Like I can only eat things cats can eat. But yeah, so I mean, I think that's where I'm at with the irregular pop star girl is that there's potential there. She's like in a cocoon right now. There's potential there for good character, but so far she's underdeveloped and a little annoying, but decent.
Yeah.
Now we've come. Unless you have anything else to say about her.
No, I don't. I want to get on to a far more interesting character in my opinion.
Come to your representation finally.
Yes, we finally got the British representation, and we have the trio of representations from other countries in terms of America, Brazil, and Britain.
Yes, I'll let you go first. Moment. I'll let you go first. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that moment in the chapter where she's being introduced to all the girlfriends, and you have those three down. We're just like, we're the representation trio. And then it's just like, even though one of them's not really American.
Yeah. Didn't she ask her? Wasn't she like, "Oh, you're American"? Like, no.
Yes. Yes, she did. But I love her because she just represents Britain so well in terms of the way she speaks. Because it's said that it's like a sort of like made up like dialect, but anybody who lives in Britain can instantly tell, like, oh yeah, that's a bit of Cockney, that's a bit of Mancunian slang, that's a bit of Geordie slang. Like, it's basically the way she speaks, where it's translated, is an amalgamation of like all the dialects rolled into one.
Yeah. So
like when she says, so when she says like, "Oh, you daft sod," I'm like, "Oh, I get that." Like she's not being mean. She's just being like, oh, you
Silly, yeah.
idiot," but in a positive way. "Oh, you silly sausage."
Yeah. Yeah, so for me, I'm kind of torn on her so far. I don't think I've seen enough because she's so new. I also think that the things she says, like her little like idioms, are like a little too much. Like she says like you what and like gov and like it's a little overkill. I think
that is legitimately how British people sound.
Then maybe they're just annoying.
Yeah, they because they say gov as like as sort of like to represent like higher authority. Like in the police here, they'll call like the
Right.
higher up woman like mom.
Right. But to me, it makes sense to say that in certain circumstances. But I feel like she's ending like every sentence with it. Almost like it's like a Pokemon saying its own name. Like it's a little too much, doesn't it feel? You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Yeah, it does feel a little bit too much, but I feel like she probably was around because her mother's British. Like that's part of where it comes from, and I feel like she probably grew up with her mother most of her life. So
it just
she's
became
kind of,
like slang to her.
It just became slang for her, like just traditional slang for her.
And then
saying her saying "you what?" That is like legitimately how people say "what" here.
What?
Like
yeah.
Yeah, you what?
You what?
But it said more like are you kidding me? Kind of like thing. Like when somebody will say like, "Oh, you can't do that because of X, Y, and Z," you'd be like, "You what?"
So I feel like I don't have enough of a handle on her personality yet because all I really got from her is like British, dresses in the gothic Lolita stuff, and she loves festivals. Like that's really, and I feel like so far.
But she also loves.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, so all I'm saying is like so far she doesn't feel. Whereas the rest of them feel like a person underneath. I still kind of feel like all I know about her is like her three big traits, right? Like gothic Lolita that likes festivals and is British. And I want to see a little more. And this is just because she's so new. I think I just need to see. I want to see.
Yeah, that's fair.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, but also as well, I do like the I can't believe I have to bring up with an F tier character, but I do like the friendly competition she has with the cousin in that chapter with the yakisoba.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're in the same class, right?
Like, yeah, they're in the same class, so they're the same age.
Wild that she goes to the fucking school. They're still trying. That surprised me that she went to their school.
They do. Like,
I know. I'm saying it surprised me.
Oh right, yeah. But what was interesting about her is that when I was expecting like, oh, the first panel will be her being introduced, it's like, no, we're actually getting the conflict of the chapter before she's actually introduced to everyone.
That actually surprised. I actually thought I missed a chapter. I was really confused at first because it's always like, and due to circumstances, I remember when I was reading that one, I was like, did I miss a chapter? What's going on? I was so confused.
But I do like the camaraderie they have going for them as well. Like they come off as like friendly rivals, and they respect each other for the yakisoba as well. So it's like obviously you have the father of Chia, the cousin, who's like her yakisoba is always going to be the best, and then you obviously have her family like, no, ours is the best, and then they try each other, and it's like, oh my god, I can't decide. This is really good. This is really good.
Yeah, I guess I'm hoping to see more from her. For me, she's a little too new. She still kind of feels like her character is just like her quirks. I want to see more of her. I want to see her like a person.
But I would love it if we got like a chapter where she's actually invites Rentaro to go to Britain, and she has to learn like, no, not many people talk the way you're talking. You what? Like, there's someone over there saying it. It's like, yeah, but they're one and far few in between.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, I imagine I can't remember. Was she like she was raised in Japan? I imagine it's just that her parents are half.
She was raised in Japan, but like I said, the way she speaks is like an amalgamation of all the dialects. So
I'm trying to remember
like
what's the deal with her parents though? Are they both British or
her
just one?
mother is a fashion model, like a fashion designer. So that's why she's got like the outfit the way it is.
Which one of her parents is British, or are they both British?
Her mother.
Okay. So she came over here to live in Japan and met her father.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like that is the case.
All right, yeah. So I mean, for me, here's what I'm proposing for her. Okay, because for me, I don't really like her, so she'd be in between C and B for me. But I know you do like her. So how do you feel about putting her in low B with Kusari, your two girls?
You know what? I'd be fine with that. I'd be perfectly content with that.
Perfect. Because I imagine you wouldn't say that she's better than Pinky or Cell Phone Girl or Kicking Girl yet.
No, no, she's not better. She's not better than all the ones that we have above. But I do like her just for the fact that we have some British representation in this series.
Yeah, and I do honestly, I do like her more than Nano and the mom and the quirky pop stars. So yeah, I think Lobie is perfect. And then
also Shoop. World Tour arc, make it happen, get representations from all cultures and bring them back to Japan.
Oh, that'd be cool. Here, hold on. I'm making a tier below F for Rentaro because like we discussed, I don't think he would want to be ranked above the girls. So it's going to be the not worthy tier.
Yeah, he's not worthy of all his girlfriends, but at the same time, he is worthy.
He definitely is, but he wouldn't think he's worthy. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Like just the amount of stuff he goes for, like particularly with the British yakisoba girl. Like he's there, like oh you like festivals, and it's like yeah I like festivals, but they're not for relationships. And then he just goes out of his way to just go to everything he can, all through it, to prove like, okay, I get it, you like festivals.
I did like that moment, right? Because she was like, oh, you're just here to like hit on girls, and he's like, no, but he actually does it. He actually admits like, oh shit, I actually kind of did ignore the festival to hit on her. Instead, let me really dive full force into her interests here, which is like the best thing you can do in a relationship. Yeah. So there we are. Oh shit! Hold on, that color makes it so you can't see it. So did you see what I did on the stream?
Yeah. I can't see it with that color.
Oh, I just changed it.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. It's like what one of the colours I tried to do for the Dr. Stone tier list I've got coming up in about an hour or so with Pie Jams, and it was the exact same thing.
What's the what type of tier list is it? What are you ranking?
It's gonna be on the it's gonna be on my channel, and it's gonna be about the members of the Kingdom of Science.
Gotcha. Cool. How are
you
ranking
but it's not gonna be every. It's not going to be every character in the series. I only went with ones that are on the wiki listed as members.
How are you ranking them? Just like your favorite characters, or like on something specifically?
We're ranking them on our favorite characters, but also I think we're going to be ranking them on what they actually do in the series, and if they're worthy of that rank as well.
How useful they are.
So, yeah. So it's like at the top, I had get excited as like the ultimate peak of one, because obviously Senku says that all the time. And then at the bottom I had married to Ibarra, so like the villain from Treasure Island.
Yeah, those are funny, but I definitely appreciate. I prefer the letters, so you can kind of get a vibe.
I get why you appreciate letters, but I just wanted to have fun with that.
They are fun, yeah. You can be creative. I do like get excited as the top, but anyway, this is our fucking. Oh, here, let me read. Shoop says world tour arc would be cool. Yeah, I agree. Did you hear that? World Tour arc?
Yeah. What to say about Rentaro that can't already be said? He's the best harem MC, period.
He really is, yeah. And like I said, he's only down at the bottom because that's where he'd want to be. You know, on my personal tier list, I put him at the top, Chad Taro. But
I would put him at the top as well.
No, yeah, I would, but I'm respecting Rentaro's wishes here. Rentaro has visited me at the door, and I was blurred out. I'll be in the next chapter.
Oh God, I would honestly love it if one of the girlfriends was somehow an audience member who got sucked into the one of the girlfriends universe.
Yeah, I feel like if we do that, we got to be like top, the last 10 girlfriends in the series, we could start like getting meta with like breaking the universe.
Yes, breaking the universe.
His girlfriend energy is just too. There's so many girlfriends, it's creating like a black hole. There's so many characters in the series. The gravitational pull of the manga is sucking real people into the series.
Or sucks in characters from rejected series that the authors had. So that we can have crossover. So like cancelled series that the authors did before this one, they get sucked into this universe.
We joke, but that would be I would rather them focus on the original mission. I don't want them to get. I don't want this to become like Deadpool. Like, haha, aren't we so meta? Like I do want them to. I want those meta jokes to remain like a background thing and really focus on like the love and the yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, so like I said, Rentaro, he visited me, said you can't put me above they're all goddesses, and you got to put me below all of them, and you're lucky that I'm letting you live for this fucking F tier nonsense.
Yeah, and he visited me and said, "How dare I say that about the maids? How dare you don't remember their names?" I'm like, I'm sorry, Rentaro.
So good. But anyway, yeah, this is the definitive list. Every other opinion is wrong. I love this series. I'm very excited. I feel like every time, you know how I said that we'll come back and we'll do let's plan to do like a video every 10 or so chapters talking about the series, and what we can do is every video we do, we can adjust the tier list if we need to. So if something new happens that makes someone go down or up, we can adjust it, and we can also add the new girls.
I'd be up for that. I definitely would be up for that.
Okay. Final words or thoughts before we dip.
Final words will be that if you've not read this series and just been hearing how good it is, let me just say it's worth all the praise it gets.
It really. I mean, like I said, we went into this a lot in the first video, but like it's better than Komi. It's better than Naga. Why can't I remember how to say it now? Not Naga. Don't bully me. What
Nagatoro.
The fuck? Thank you. My brain. I had a stroke. It's better than it's better than like super serious romance stories. I mean, like it's crazy how this series kind of has it all. It really is like, because I'm sure like good romance stories exist out there where there's like one, maybe two girls, and there's like a love triangle, and it's like really well written. But this is like, it's got the well written parts, it's got the serious parts that'll make you cry, but it's also one of the funniest stories I've ever read. It's unbelievable how it's got everything.
Yeah, and to put it into context, if people know me, you know that Dr. Stone is my favorite manga. If Dr. Stone didn't exist, this would be my favorite manga.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's very good. I mean, and I came into my life at the perfect time. I was unemployed. I had so much time, and there was a 180 chapter series for me to read. Or 70, 60, whatever it is. I guess I'm so happy. And I think it speaks to how good this series is that the tier with the most girls in it is S.
Oh, absolutely. And it just speaks volumes for how good the series is when even the F tier characters are better than some other series out there. Yeah.
Oof. Ugh. I mean, at the very least, it's like they say it's better to hate like a movie than like feel indifferent about a movie, right? You know what I mean? Like with the F tiers, I hate them, but they do feel like they're characters. They have characteristics. Whereas like if you go and watch like an average season of Ruby, it's like, I'm not gonna remember half these background fucks because they're boring ass non-character having. Like. The worst characters in the show, which there's not many of, still are like very memorable and have their own character traits, and yeah. So is the beautiful girl drooling in the picture, or what is happening? No, she's biting a flower petal.
She's biting a spoon. I think she is.
No, that's a bendy ass spoon. That's what the fuck is going on.
I don't know what's going on there.
It definitely looks like she's drooling.
Yeah, it does.
What's funny is because like that happens a lot in this series. Like the mom be drooling all the fucking time.
Yeah, when I first saw the picture of the grandmother, I thought that was a knife that she was holding.
Wait,
but I think that's meant to be
here.
No, in D.
Yeah, I'm there. There's a bit of a lag.
Yeah, I thought that was a knife, but no, I
Oh
think
no,
it's part
it's
of a
her
kimono.
sleeve. Yeah, yeah. Oh wow, that's funny. Yeah. Let me go. I want to go find. Well, before we end this stream, I need to find more
Yeah.
pictures of 100 girlfriends drooling.
Oh no,
Because they
no.
be drooling all the time. At least that the mom does. How do you even spell drooling?
100.
There we go. Drooling girlfriend.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh
Oh
no.
wow. Yeah, yeah. Hawababa, she suck my boobie. I remember this part. Yeah, yes.
Oh.
Bro, the first time
I,
that happened, she's a. I hope you know that the inevitable end goal, or the final resting place of the mom character is a prison cell. Like, there's nowhere else she can go.
yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Oh my god. Like, oh god, remember when Kishika sucked her boobie too, like hardcore.
Oh, I knew as soon as she was introduced, I was dreading that moment. I was like, oh my god, there's gonna be a moment where that happens.
Oh, okay. It'll probably take a second to get up on the stream, but look at my girl. Look at my best girl right here.
Yes,
Do you see
yes,
her?
I can see it.
Oh,
Yes.
and bro, I'm telling you, it's not just sweat dripping. All right, there's something else dripping.
Yeah.
I love her so much. Okay, who else we got? I'm looking for more. Yeah, yeah. Very often she's drawn like anytime there's like babies or baby things happening or mommy things happening, she'd be drooling.
Yeah, and I love how that's just the saga now. Like they actually reference like this is just a saga, isn't it now? Yeah.
Hahari and her habit of drooling, part 3. Oh man. Well then. Oh, yeah, cross-dressing Rentaro.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna say, like with the Garo girl and Uta and Rentaro, when Rentaro was cross-dressing as a female to get into that cafe, that was
Yeah.
one of the most wholesome chapters ever.
You know, a thing that I can't relate to Rentaro about is how Rentaro clearly he's old school in certain ways. Like the fact that it surprised me that Rentaro feels uncomfortable cross-dressing. That really surprised me a lot because he's so new school and like open-minded and progressive about having a fucking 100 girl polycule.
Well, you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna have a girlfriend who's canonically a cross-dresser.
I need it. I need it. I've been wanting a, you know, the outdated term would be trap, right? But I would love like a femboy, you know, like I would love a girlfriend who is like sex-wise a boy but identifies as a girl. I think that would be so interesting and like such a power move for like, because you know people
It definitely would.
Yeah, that'd be a power move, and I feel like Rentaro would be cool with it because he's like, I mean, dude, he was like, oh, you want to be a cat for the rest of your life? I'm cool with that. You're telling me he's gonna be transphobic? Absolutely not. Like I need it. I need it in my life. All right. Well, any final thoughts before we end the stream here?
Nope, just go and enjoy this series and laugh with us as well.
I'm just going to search porn on Google Images.
No.
Bye.
Bye.
That's amazing. Good stuff.